We all have choices, and I've chosen not to ignore the facts. Fact is that we do have the power, the influence, the ability to create change in our environment. We have the tools that are necessary to implement these changes. Now, all that is really required is for us to move as one if we truly believe that the current situation we are living in needs to be changed. So we have to ask ourselves to look deep inside of ourselves to see it, to see the world as it is now. Acknowledge that there are problems that need to be solved. And now that we've recognized it, if we've all gone through that process, we need to come together as a whole and fix it. So, it makes no sense for me to get a job and be a part of a system that's not only happening in Canada, but is happening all over the world, and is not only happening in this time, but has happened in times previous history. If humanity has any chance to survive, to evolve into something more, or evolve into something that already is a part of us, if we don't recognize who we are, why we're here, we will continue to live in a world where greed will dictate every decision that is made, and those that have the influence, the power, the money will dictate the rules. If we allow this to happen collectively as a whole, if we allow the few to control, if we continue our silence, our ignorance, our participation in systems or ideologies. And we don't start thinking with our whole entire being, as opposed to thinking with exclusively our minds. If we don't do this, then we are a part of the problem. I feel optimistic. I feel that things can change. I feel that possibly by doing this, not possibly, fact, any thought, any idea, good or bad, has an effect on everything. So, it's time to get to work. Real work. This is not a job. This is not for profit. It's much bigger than profit. Know yourself. See what's around you. See what's become important. And then see the fallacy behind it all. See it. Know it. Recognize it within your own being. The time for pointing fingers and accusations and arguments needs to be put aside. Solutions. Truth. If you know yourself, then and only then can you genuinely express compassion? And compassion, which comes directly from unconditional love, is what the world needs. And is how the universe works optimally. So it would behoove us to start thinking accordingly.